You finally get the message. We'd love to offer you the part. Congratulations! And then you freeze. Do you take it? Do you need to ask your agent? Do you even want it? Here's the thing. Actors are told from day one, say yes to everything. But what if saying yes too quickly is the one thing that keeps you from leveling up? Today, we're diving into a topic every actor wrestles with. Should you take that role? Because sometimes the smartest career move you can make is learning when to say no. This is Casting Actors Cast.
Casting Actors Cast, what a show! With Jeffrey Dreisbach, we're ready to go. From agents to gigs, learn what you lack. Tune in every week, we're bringing you back.
We're going to kick off the show right after this. Well, hello and welcome to Casting Actors Cast, the podcast that helped actors prepare smarter, act better, and yes, book more. I'm Jeffrey Dreisbach, casting director, teacher, and someone who's watched thousands of actors face this exact moment. Do I take it? The do I take it dilemma. This episode is about how to evaluate an offer so that every yes you give moves your career forward, not sideways. Because guess what? Early in our careers, it feels like the only rule is to say yes to everything. You're hungry. You want experience. You don't want to be seen as difficult. But over time, you realize that not every opportunity is truly an opportunity. Some are distractions. Some are dead ends. Some are traps that look shiny on the surface, but leave you exhausted, underpaid, or invisible. So today we'll look at the following. Why the say yes to everything mindset can actually stall your progress. We'll look at the 5 key criteria that should guide your decision. We'll also look at the quick decision matrix and help you say yes or no with confidence. And then I'm going to throw in a few real-world stories, including one about an actor who avoided burnout by setting a tiny boundary. And at the end, I'll share a role offer checklist to help you evaluate your next offer like a pro. Sound good? Let's jump in. Oh, yeah, but first, this is that moment of the podcast where I get to say thank you so much for tuning in to Casting Actors Cast. It's been such a pleasure bringing you these podcasts. I'm not going to take up too much time because I want to dive into this subject just like you probably do. But I want to encourage you to check out the website, castingactorscast.com. You'll find all kinds of information about the podcast, but also you'll find out about my book. You'll find out about a free book that you can receive on doing voiceover work if you fill out that form that says dive into the talent pool. Just all kinds of really cool information as well. What else about that? I think that's all I have to say. Here's a shout out to my good friend at Actors Connection, actorsconnection.com/New York. And let me just finally say, please, if you like what you're hearing today, please tell your friends. Please, leave me a review. I really love doing these podcasts, and I'll only continue doing them if I know you're out there. So please feel free to let me know what you're thinking. Also, on the website is a form. Like I said, dive into the talent pool, but that's where you can ask me some questions. Maybe there's a lingering question after this podcast that you might want to ask about. I'll include that in a future episode. Okay, that's enough for that. Thank you so much. All right, so let's talk to you about the first thing that comes to mind when I think about this is the trap of saying yes to everything. Listen, you've heard the phrase work begets work, and it's true. Well, it's true to a point. But what is also true is that saying yes to the wrong job can signal to the industry that you're available for anything. Guess what? That can hurt your professional image. It can dilute your artistic identity. And worst of all, it can keep you too busy for the auditions or collaborations that might actually matter. Here's a story. I once worked with an actor who accepted every student film, every background gig, every 24-hour play reading that came along. He was proud to be, air quotes now, constantly working. But when a major TV opportunity that I had came up, guess what? He couldn't take it. His schedule was so full of commitments that didn't advance his career, but he was committed to doing them. I hope that doesn't happen to you. So remember, sometimes busy is the enemy of better. Okay, somebody write that down. That was really good. Busy is the enemy of better. Sometimes, not all the time. So I have 5 strategic criteria for accepting or declining a role. So here's the framework I recommend. When you get an offer, ask yourself these 5 questions. Question 1, does the role align with your trajectory? Is it the kind of part that pushes you forward or keeps you in the same box? If you're building a reputation for authentic, grounded characters, and this new offer is a slapstick sketch with no script, maybe it's not the right fit. Alignment doesn't mean limiting yourself, it means strategic growth. Does the role represent where you want to go next? Question number 2, who's on the creative team? You see, reputation matters. So asking questions and finding out who's directing, who's producing, who's behind the camera. If they've got a track record, and their track record is treating actors with respect, or they have a good reputation, they finish projects, for example, and they showcase quality work, guess what? That I would consider gold. If, on the other hand, you hear, we're still figuring out funding, or we'll pay you with exposure, yeah, proceed with caution. The right collaborators elevate you. The wrong ones drain you. Here's question number 3. What are the terms? I know, this is absolutely the least glamorous but most important part. Contracts, pay, and rights that are written out in contract form. Questions like, are you being compensated fairly? Are you signing away usage rights forever? Are there clauses that prevent you from working elsewhere? Like I said, I know it's not fun to read legal fine print, but future you will thank you. Here's the question number 4. What's the time and energy commitment? So asking about rehearsal hours, asking about travel and flexibility. Sometimes the schedule alone can make or break your decision. Now, here's a story that I teased earlier. An actor I know got an offer, and it was a small, but it was an exciting role in a short film. Now, the shoot was just 3 straight days, Friday through Saturday. She asked politely if they could start Saturday instead. She had another commitment Friday morning. Guess what? The production said no. Well, she had already that previous commitment, so she trusted her gut, and then she passed. Now, a week later, she learned that the first day's shoot got rained out. It got rained out anyway. They rescheduled it. She avoided a logistical nightmare and an exhausting week. But that one boundary, simply asking for a day, it kept her sane. It kept her rested and ready for her next auditions. Boundaries aren't barriers. They're protection. Now, question number 5, is the trade-off worth it? What is the trade-off? Well, pretty much the way I think of it is money versus exposure. You see, sometimes we take low-paying jobs for great exposure. Sometimes we take a well-paid job that won't be seen by many people. Both can be valid, but only if you are clear about why. Ask, what's the real payoff here? Experience? Networking? Resume credit? Cash flow? Pick one. Don't pretend it's all four. When you're clear on the real benefit, you can accept the offer without resentment later. That's key. Here's the 5-minute decision matrix. If you're unsure, I want you to do this. Take those 5 criteria I just mentioned and rate each one from 1 to 5. 5 means this totally aligns. 1 means red flag. Now, add up your points. A solid 20 plus means go for it. A 12 to 19 means negotiate or clarify. Anything under 12? Probably a pass. And here's the key. When you use this matrix, you remove guilt from the decision. It's not emotional, it's strategic. You can even say to your agent or the producer, I'm considering the offer carefully and just need a day to confirm. That one line communicates confidence and professionalism. I've got more amazing tips and some real-world stories right after this. Welcome back. Here are some real-world actor takeaways about whether you should take the job or not. So let me share a few quick lessons that I've seen actors learn the hard way. One actor accepted a role that promised massive exposure, so it premiered online at 2 a.m. No one saw it. You see, exposure isn't guaranteed. Confirm distribution. That's the lesson. Another actor turned down a low-budget web series because the script didn't sit right. Now, that same team later produced a feature and brought that actor back as a lead because she handled her role, her decline of the previous project with grace. And that actor I mentioned earlier, who set a boundary, she later got an offer from the same production company at better pay and with her schedule respected. When you respect others, you respect yourself, and others will follow suit. So here's my call to action. So should you take that role? The answer is, drumroll please, it depends. I know, sorry. But it's your decision to make. Don't let fear or scarcity or flattery rush the decision. Every role you accept sends a signal to the industry about who you are and what you value. So take a pause. Ask yourself those 5 questions. Does it fit my trajectory? Do I trust the team? Are the terms clear and fair? Can I realistically handle the time commitment? And finally, is the payoff truly worth it? If the answer feels grounded, say yes with confidence. If not, say no with gratitude. Either way, you're shaping your path like a professional. So listen, if you found this episode helpful, share it with another actor who's wrestling or has a similar decision to make. Or please consider leaving a review wherever you listen. It helps more actors find this show, and it helps me keep making it for you. Until next time, remember, saying no doesn't close the door. Sometimes it opens the right one. I'm Jeffrey Dreisbach. We'll see you next time on Casting Actors Cast.
It's been great having you in our talent pool today. Your support means the world to us, so please consider sharing, liking, and reviewing this episode wherever you jump in. I'm Megan Grace Martinez. Thanks.
From monologues to screams.